So, we do have Yoigen going to be spawning here as the Green Terran to the left-hand side, a western position, and we do have nfteamPurple characteristically picking purple. Wouldn't be surprised if he did not pick purple, because they like to mix things up like that. Going to be spawning here as the Purple Terran, as I said before, down in the southern position. And so now, TVT here, this could go on for absolutely ages, but with the current way of... with the current... Thank you very much, Henrietta, putting me off there. That sucked ass, but it doesn't really matter, as with the current metagame of TVT, it can be extremely volatile, especially if you do go for that Hellion pressure very, very early on. If both players do go for that, that could be crazy indeed. Sorry about that sort of play. My girlfriend wanted some scissors. We got other scissors. Mission accomplished. It's all good. So we do have nfteamPurple going to be walling in at the top of his ramp here, looking to, you know, deny potential scouting at this point. Meanwhile, though, Yoigen quite happy to go for the economical route in terms of supply depots. Going to be throwing it down near his refinery and just making sure that he has that lowered, as mining from that gas would be a bit of an annoyance. So getting that gas up first means either he's going to be going for some kind of blue flame Hellion opening, or he could go for those Banshees with Cloak. Sort of fool him unless Purple does actually click on that refinery, see how much is mined. We'll have to see if Yoigen does go for those kind of tricky tactics. But ultimately, I think Yoigen is... I've actually seen one or two of Yoigen's replays before, and he's pretty darn solid. You've got to be solid if you're going to be playing at the Grandmaster's level, and indeed Yoigen is a Grandmaster, whereas Purple is only at Master's level, but I think he's very high Masters, so, you know, Grandmasters is a bit weird, to be honest with you, especially here on EU, where you do have more than 200 players that can really hold their own at that level, so, yeah, anyway. So, refinery here for Purple, going up after his barracks at this point. As you can see, the refinery, you know, the mining difference here, 2,300 there, and 2,400, so you do have that extra, say, 75 gas out in order to be able to do what Yoigen is going to be doing at this point. Do have that factory already going down, so very fast factory out for him. Tech Lab on the way as well, maybe going to be switching that up. Oh, actually getting the Reaper out to do a little bit of scouting, going to be great at this position. But we do have Purple going to be going for that factory as well. Probably going to be seeing some Blue Flame Hellions out for him, as he did get that reactor ever so slightly after. But no, actually going to be getting a second reactor. Sort of indicative of that Cloaked Banshee play. We'll have to see if he does go for that. But that Reaper is going to be out very soon and could actually see absolutely everything going down in the base of Purple. So hopefully Yoigen will recognize that, and yeah, we'll have to see. So the initial Hellion is on the way out for Yoigen at this point, rallied to the center of the map. Just going to be able to secure this watchtower. Already has secured that watchtower. Sending this to the watchtower first, just to do a little bit of poking around. That barracks actually would... Where is that Reaper going? It's just sticking around for now. Maybe this is going to be a Reaper Hellion attack, because he's getting quite a few Reapers out. Maybe... what is going on? Once again... so yeah, indeed, we do have Purple going to be trying to secure the top of his ramp here. Not going to be able to get up at all. That lone Reaper will be able to get up, going through over the wall or whatever, and going to be trying to take out this supply depot as quickly as possible. Purple has his own Hellion down at this point, but that Reaper will be able to take out that Hellion pretty quickly if it gets the chance to, as Reapers versus Hellions is a weird matchup, assuming that they do extra damage to those light units. These two Reapers now going to be harassing their way at this wall, trying to get a few more pot shots on that Hellion, burning this supply depot down. It almost goes down, but the repair, the clutch repair, ladies and gentlemen, comes out for Purple just at the right time, and a lone barracks going to be scanning everything going on in the base of Yoigen. He is preparing an engineering bay, maybe going to be going for some very fast upgrades. Second refinery on the way as well. And Purple seems to have kind of warded off this pressure at this point, and he's going to be in an okay position. Does have a starport going down as well, just out of the range of this barracks, so nice play there by Yoigen. But the barracks is going to be coming back in for another scout there, thinking he's already chased it off, but he will probably end up seeing that starport. And I just want to check Yoigen's vision, actually. He hasn't seen any kind of starport play, so going for a very fast missile turrets here in order to be able to ward off any kind of Banshee play that does appear at this point. And Lone Viking has come in, so he does know that he has the starport, so that is one thing in his favour for those missile turrets. Meanwhile, though, a little bit of a potential drop going to be going down. Both players researching that blue flame, which has become so popular since MLG Anaheim. And now Purple looking to put on a little bit of pressure, and actually this is going to be disastrous. Yoigen has the blue flame, but Purple doesn't. All these Hellions going to be roasted. And wait a minute, there's a Viking in that medevac. You never see that. What? That's fantastic. There is a Viking in that medevac, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. So Yoigen, after that, going to be looking to expand. As I said before, he had the blue flame as opposed to his opponent's blue flame. So he's going to feel in a pretty good position as a Hellion does come along into the back here. The Reaper even comes into the back here, trying to do a little bit of harassment. Didn't get much off, though, indeed. And now Yoigen is looking to just gear up for a longer game at this point. And yeah, I'd say gotta give the psychological edge to Yoigen at this point, as he did have that blue flame and a Purple didn't. He's feeling very confident in taking that expansion. But again, these Hellions are going to be coming over here. He needs superior positioning over his opponent's force, as there is 5 Hellions to the 4 of Purple at this point. Going to be retreating back ever so slightly, as now 6 Hellions out for Yoigen. And it's a matter of numbers, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure you can all comprehend that. But ultimately, actually, it's also a matter of great positioning. If Purple, say for example, lined up those Hellions, he could be in a very good position to actually take them out with a lower number. And you have seen it happen before. It doesn't happen too often, but indeed it can happen. So Yoigen now just gearing up for a bit more of a macro game. As I said before, securing his expansion 9 minutes into the game. It's weird to see the supplies so low at 9 minutes in. But, you know, each to their own, as nfteamPurple is going to be securing his own expansion here. Going to be throwing down another factory, looking to go very mech heavy at this point. Would love to see a full mech play, as I really do love mech, but it is exploitable by those faster units, by those air compositions, by those medevac drops. So you've got to be really aware of everything going on in the map if you are going to be going for that mech style play. So this Lone Barracks has had a trip and a half, going to be going here, there, and everywhere. He see the expansion? I would like him to see that. He's not going to see it on his current course, but yeah, assuming the positioning of this army, you would assume that he would know that it was there, so it's all good. Meanwhile, though, a few Vikings going to be flying over here. Does he have any air defense other than a missile turret to be able to deal with this? He does have that one Viking there shelling away at that, and a Lone Viking does go down here as well. And now the Hellions are dropped in to do some damage. This could do a significant amount of damage. Good for supply depot placement, but roasting a load of these SCVs here, taking a lot of them out. And actually, that was a pretty good trade for Purple at this point, as Yoigen looks to kind of recoup from his losses, as it were. Coming to the income tab, though, you do see that Yoigen is still, you know, neck and neck with Purple, even slightly ahead, due to the fact that he has his natural up so much earlier than his opponent. And more barracks coming out here now for Purple, as he just commits more and more to this mech style of play. Again, I absolutely love watching TVT. It is without doubt my favourite mirror matchup, due to the fact that it's just, oh my god, it evolves at such a rate. Oh wow, that Marine is sort of hovering. That's fantastic. Once again, I'm finding everything today. This is awesome. But yeah, it just evolves so much quicker than the other mirror matchups. But it looks like Yoigen here is going to be looking to put on a little bit of pressure at the front. Probably doesn't want to push into this too soon. So much air superiority out here for Purple. And a lot of Hellions out here could be able to absolutely decimate the Hellions of Yoigen right now. So just waiting, as both players very neck and neck. Look at these supplies, 86 to 85. And another barracks going to be flying over to the base of Yoigen once again. Going to be constantly using those barracks to scout, which is very interesting indeed. May just use it to spot for this drop, if that is his intention. You do see that quite a lot. With any kind of scouting apparatus, but if you want to use a barracks for that, then so be it, ladies and gents. So these Hellions just kind of, asserting themselves in the middle of the map now. Going to be using this barracks once again to do a little bit of flying around in the base of his opponent. This missile turret's going to have a long, hard time trying to deal with that, but the Hellions in the middle absolutely get torched from Purple, and Yoigen does a good job of cleaning that up indeed. But more Hellions going to be moving into the backside here for Purple, actually killing off a few of those SCVs, and the Hellions are just so fast it's hard to keep up with them. But actually, maybe going to be able to take out these now. No, Yoigen has the superior firepower at this point, and does indeed clean that up eventually. But he did lose a few more SCVs, and is going to be nfPurple may lose that barracks, but the Vikings decide to go home. And ooh, where on earth are they? There we go. We do have 2 armories on the way, so he's wanting to pump those mech upgrades very, very heavily at this point. And it's really, once again, I absolutely love TVT. First you had that whole tank Viking scenario. Now you have a lot of mech play. You even see a lot of people going heavy marauders in order to be able to counter said mech play. But it looks like Yoigen here going to be moving out a little bit. Both players going to be hitting themselves in the middle of the map. Going to be taking out all those Hellions from Purple at that point. And now these Hellions could soak a lot of damage from these siege tanks if he gets in good position, or if the engagement does occur at all. Going to be chasing these down. The Hellions tickling away at these siege tanks right now. Going to be sieging these up with the reinforcements of these Hellions and tanks, and forcing this back ever so slightly. But I've got to say, I really think Yoigen is in a fantastic position, not just because nfPurple is letting his macro slip ever so slightly. He did spend a lot of money there, queuing up a lot of units here, but he's actually supply blocked for that. But Yoigen, as I said before, been keeping on top of his macro amazingly at this point, and going to be moving these Vikings in to maybe do a little bit of harassment, going to be landing them, maybe taking out quite a few SCVs here. Actually, this is a really odd trade. A few Hellions get caught in the middle there, and the Vikings are going to be able to do a lot of damage, as, you know, there's nothing to be able to deal with these right now. One lone siege tank is doing there to shell away, and actually denying a lot of mining time here at this point. So good play once again, but wait a minute, a push going to be coming into the front here, trying to break the siege position. The siege tanks unsieged, doing so much damage to those that are sieged, and now the Hellions falling so fast. Yoigen in a fantastic position. Both players so close in supply, but now Yoigen is just doing such a good job of cleaning this up. The Vikings landing very needlessly. Well, it was his last-ditch effort to be able to clean this up, and now the SCVs come out. GG!